I'm Pern.
And I'm Dave.
Welcome to the show, where we talk about everything from movies, music, sports, and TV.
And stories from the rest of our lives.
Things we don't talk about are politics and religion.
And this is how we all stay friends.
Okay, let's talk. I've had a complete blur of the past week and a half.
Well, this is why we're doing a Friday.
We're doing a Friday show because by this past Tuesday when we normally record, I was not well. I'm still not 100% well.
Right. But, we have to get this out to the fans.
I have to. We have 31 loyal listeners
they want to hear.
That we need to hear this every week.
Exactly.
And believe me, today I was pushing through also. Like I would just,
you could have canceled. I know we have the time.
Cancel.
We have that standing agreement that within an hour or two before we
do like a 2 hour window.
Yeah.
Right.
We can call.
And honestly, at 5 o'clock.
You were ready.
I was about to call it. And then you texted me like 15 minutes later and you were like, or maybe it was half an hour later. And you're like, still good for tonight? And I'm like, yeah. Like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll push through. Okay. So we recorded Tuesday 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks,
and
yes.
Wednesday morning, the next day, which was the 18th of September, something like that. I don't remember the exact day anymore. It's all been a blur. I woke up Wednesday morning or just after 7 o'clock and had to go to the bathroom and I was throwing up and sick and just like, and normally, when you throw up, you get done throwing up and everything's out and you're like, oh, okay, I'm starting to feel better because like all the crap's out of you that made you feel like shit.
Right.
Mine wasn't.
Didn't clean anything up.
I had thrown up, everything was out, and I was like feeling lightheaded, dizzy still. And I'm starting to think,
Lord.
oh my God, am I having a heart attack? But I didn't have chest pains. So it was all like, but my stomach was still just like completely like, just felt like a stabbing pain in my stomach. And I'm like, this is not good because it's not clearing up. And, I was in the bathroom for a good 5 minutes after throwing up and going, if I've thrown up in the past, it usually, passes by now. When I start feeling, this is not, I'm feeling worse actually. So I, get up and I start walking back into the bedroom and I literally fell and collapsed like 2 steps away from the bed and, banged my knee. We have like, a bed frame kind of thing and like my knee on that. And I'm laying on the floor and I'm crawling to my side table on my side of the bed to get to my phone to call my wife because she's already left for work. The kids have already left for school. I'm starting to, everything's like going white. I am just like,
you could call me. Thinking, I work from home.
Yeah, I know. But you're on my emergency contacts. Don't worry. You're on my emergency list. But I grab my phone and I, call my wife and I'm like, I need help. I don't know what's happening. She's, starting to freak out. She actually called 911 from her phone and apparently then tried calling me back like twice and I wasn't picking up. And somehow I pulled myself up into the bed and I don't know how because when she got home and the EMTs and the ambulance got here, I was in bed, but I'm like, I would completely like do not remember so much. It was very scary. I thought I'm like, this is it. I'm checking out. We're done. Podcast's over.
Oh,
we're
no.
done. No,
again?
That wasn't the thought. Podcast's over. Yeah. But it was I don't know what is going on with me. Ended up getting the ambulance ride to the hospital at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And they had to bring me downstairs in the little wheelie chair thing. And like, it's one stair at a time. And I'm like, oh my God, well, thank God I've lost some weight and I'm not like a total fat ass like I used to be. Wow. Like, cause like these EMT guys were like probably like, 5'5" and, not that,
Well, that's why they put you in the little chair.
Right. So they wheel me down the stairs in the chair. And
it wasn't
out
the Hannibal Lecter.
No, it wasn't the straight, like upright. I was actually sitting in a chair kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So like a wheelchair kind of thing, but.
Right. That goes downstairs.
Right.
Yeah. So they take me out and then they put me on the stretcher, like in the breezeway, and then push the stretcher around. And of course, it's fucking pouring down rain.
Oh, gosh.
It is.
Hurricane's coming through, right?
No, this was a week and a half ago.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. This was pre-hurricane.
Yeah, pre-hurricane.
Right.
Pouring down rain. I apologized to them. I'm like, I'm so sorry it's raining though. And they're like, it's fine, Mr. Disney, it's fine. I'm like, I'm sorry you're getting getting wet.
You're getting so wet.
They get me in the ambulance, go to the hospital. My wife follows over in her car. And they get me, admitted and I'm in the ER. And, they do all the tests and, checking everything and, just all the stuff, and I have a CT scan and
Right.
and all that, and they come back that I have a bowel infection, or it's ileus. I don't know if you know what ileus
I
is.
don't.
It's a bowel blockage
no.
thing, but it's an infection type thing, or so. I still don't quite understand, and I could be totally wrong on that too. But
Right.
and I'm sure my wife will listen to this. She goes, "No, that's called blah blah blah." And this,
Right.
that.
She'll have it.
Because she, if I don't have her with
Fact
me,
check.
I don't remember any of the shit. Like anyway, because it's just like especially when it's medical stuff. She
Even when the paperwork comes home, you just like, please read this to
They
me.
gave me. We'll get to discharge papers.
Okay.
So so we're there, and I'm like, don't remember. It literally felt like I was there maybe 45 minutes, and the next thing I know, it's like 2:30 in the afternoon,
Oh.
and I've been there since 8 a.m.
Oh, wow.
And I do remember that I got there, and they got me in and everything like that, and then an emergency. Well, I mean, we're in the ER. They had a Bravo, a four cases of Bravo, and I don't know what that is in hospital-y terms, but apparently it's pretty serious. I don't know if it's like a fatality or possible fatality, or and it was like a car accident, and they had 4 people coming in that were all Bravos, and they're like, oh my gosh, and they were kind of freaking out, and then they came in, they told us that we're gonna be tied up for so this might. I'm like, fine. I'm laying on the bed.
You're stable, so that was
yes,
good, so.
exactly. And I'm just like, yes, absolutely.
You didn't
You're
need to be
saving
a
somebody's
Bravo,
life,
so that's
and
good,
if
yes.
you know that I'm not dying, then go save somebody else's life, obviously,
Exactly.
and get back to me. So we sat there, and it was a while, and I got the CT scan, I got all that. They finally came back in, and they'd ran blood work, lab work, and all that stuff like that. And the doctor comes in, and he goes, and this was probably like I don't know, early afternoonish. Again, timeline was complete
you're
blur,
off.
complete fucking blur. And he comes in, and he goes, well, we'd like to keep you overnight to observe you.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, really? Because your white blood cell count is up, which shows signs of infection. And I'm like, okay, and you're really dehydrated, and and like, okay, but he didn't sound like it was life-threatening or that bad.
Like you
It
weren't
was
going to
just like
rupture or anything? It's
right,
like they
right.
wanted to make
and it was
sure.
like, he's like, we're going to give you some antibiotics, for this. And, we know what it is. We're going to give you some antibiotics, but we would like to keep you overnight to observe if you're okay with that. And I'm thinking,
cautious.
if I'm okay with that? No, if I can go home, I won't fucking want to go home.
I would think.
I don't want to spend a night in the hospital if it's not 100% like, we're worried, we need to observe you.
Right.
And he was very like low key kind of about, and I looked at my wife, and we're like, and I said to him, I said, well, I mean, I would like to go home if possible.
Right.
And he's like, okay. And then he made some backhanded comment about like, well, unless you have a doctor that lives next door to you, you can perform emergency surgery in his garage.
Jesus
and I'm like,
God.
well,
Is
actually,
that a thing?
and actually, I don't know, but my next door neighbor actually he used to be I think a pediatric doctor, and he's retired now. He's very old but very nice, old sweet guy. We help him like move stuff every once in a while when they need help, and so
well, he owes you that.
yeah, and we have his number, and like his wife has our number in case something happens.
Right.
Kind of thing. So I actually do live next door to a retired doctor. If something, and I'm like,
so that works.
Yeah. But then he was a little ticked off that I wasn't going to stay. And I'm like, but you didn't make it sound like it was that crucial for me to stay. And I'm like, do I really want to pay because this doctor's bill in the ER is already going to be expensive as shit anyway. And I mean, I have insurance, but like to stay overnight so he goes, okay, well, we'll get your discharge, stuff ready and all blah, blah. Well, this was like, afternoon, because my wife had to run home to take the dogs out to the bathroom.
Right.
And we're 10 minutes from the hospital. We're close.
Oh, okay.
And so she was like running home and then to get my dad lunch because he hadn't been up and, because we've been in the hospital all morning.
Right.
All that. So by like I guess it was around 1:30-ish, 2 o'clock, somewhere through there. They're like, oh, my wife had left like maybe 15, 20 minutes. She had been gone. And I said, well, my wife wouldn't take care of the dogs, all the scrap, blah, blah, blah. They're like, okay, yeah, we're going to get your discharge papers together. Now, the last time like my dad was in the hospital and we had to discharge him, it took 2 hours.
Right.
With me, they came back in 10 minutes. Like, okay,
You're
here
kidding?
you go. Here you go. Here's
So
the paperwork. So
didn't
just
have
so
a
you know,
ride.
this is what and I'm like, my wife's not even here. And they're like, yeah, so you're all good to go, and you can go out.
Get out.
You can go out to the waiting area.
Well, that's
for
true.
the ER entrance. And I'm
Right.
like, I'm still only like probably,
half here.
I can't even, barely stand up, hold my head up, let alone, but okay. But they got like all like, okay, go. fine, whatever.
You didn't
Get
want to
out.
stay.
You didn't
so
want to stay.
Get out now.
We offered. We offered you a room for the night,
We had a whole
sir.
room for you already ready.
We have your reservation.
Yes.
Mr.
Now you're
Achmel
canceling?
Foley.
You're gonna
We
have
have
to
your
pay for a
reservation.
cancellation too.
Rolling Stones, Axel Foley.
Nice.
So
Achmel.
Achmel. So they gave me the papers, and I'm like, okay. And my wife had brought me a change of clothes anyway, because I was still like in, the shirt I like sleep in, and
Right.
and when I was in there. So I got, I put my clothes on, put my shoes on, I get up and I go just like staggering out towards the, the waiting area, and like there's like all these people in the waiting room area, and I'm like, these people are like sick too, and I don't know who has COVID and who I'm like, let me just go sit on the bench outside. Because I'm just like, I just walked out the door, and I texted my wife and I said, they're discharging me, and she's like, okay, I'm on the way back, and
Right.
and I
the
just,
fresh air probably helped.
well, and it was again still raining out, so
that's
nobody's
true.
outside
But
because
you
it's
were
raining because everybody's
undercover,
inside,
right?
and I was under a cover, yeah,
that's
like
good.
in the little pull up where you pull up for the emergency room.
Yeah, so that's good.
So my wife pulls up, I get in, and it was just like, okay, we're going home. And we get home, and the nurse calls the next day. So I'm like wiped out. I had texted my boss at work, and I was just like, not going to be in tonight. So because I was supposed to go to work that night, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm like, well, I'll keep you posted. The next day, I get a call from the nurse. Nurse is like, oh yeah, you had a UTI as well. So, but the antibiotics, the 2 antibiotics that we've got you on, will take care of all of that. And I'm like, well, no wonder I feel like I've been hit by a fucking truck.
It's more than one
it's a UTI
thing.
and a bowel infection.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm just like, oh my God. And I have, this is full disclosure, and I don't know if all of our listeners know this, but I have multiple sclerosis. So with MS, when your body shuts down, it's like everything shuts down. Your brain stops working. You're wiped out. You get fatigued. It's just a complete like domino effect. If one thing goes down, the whole pile's going down.
Right.
So, and this was the situation, and I was like completely down. I'm like, great, so I have these other 2 things on top of this, and now my MS is starting to kick my ass because because of the other stuff, and it's just like, the big vicious cycle. So, but I just want to pause on that one quick second though. I don't want sympathy from people. Like, it's not like, oh, poor Pern, he was in the hospital. I'm not that type of person. I'm not like, an attention.
Flowers.
Like, oh God, no. Yes, please. I don't need gifts and showers and whatever. All I ever ask is just like for an ounce of understanding that like I'm going through. I don't want the sympathy and the oohs and ahs and all that stuff, because I'm not that type of person.
Right. You're managing. So that's,
yes, exactly. I was diagnosed with MS 20 years ago, and I've maintained it and lived with it for 20 years. And when things, believe me, there's a lot of days where I do not feel good at all, and there's days where I feel better, and there's not. But I live with it. I'm not going to like sit and, I don't let it define me, I guess is what I'm trying to say, so
yeah, exactly.
It's like, I keep going about my day. I still work. I go, even if I feel like crap, I still go and do it. So, which is when I get to work, and like these kids at skate rental at the rink, are like, I'm not feeling good. Can I go home? I'm like, fuck you.
Screw you.
I have no sympathy.
I'm
like, fuck you. I feel like shit, and I'm here. So,
right.
What's going on? Yeah. Anyway, so I have this infection, have this everything. It goes by a couple more days, and I'm supposed to follow up with my primary care doctor. So I go to my primary care doctor on Monday,
right?
Or Tuesday. Sorry, it was on Tuesday because that was the earliest they could get me in. And I still haven't pooped yet. So I haven't had a bowel movement since Wednesday when this all started. Now they're like, are you having a blockage? I mean, I'm being fully honest, people. So this is the story of Pern. I'm being honest with you. I'm like, yeah.
Well, we are older, so all these things kind of
exactly. We're old. We break down. It sucks. Whatever. So if you were looking for the comedy episode, this may not be the one.
Skip ahead.
This is the catching up with Pern.
Yes. Skip
episode
to the 23-minute mark.
Yeah, we'll get to funny stuff later. I promise. Just bear with me a couple more minutes. Yes, I haven't had bowel movement. They're like, well, we're worried that now this may be something's happened with the blockage and you're not going, and so they need another CT scan and all this stuff. Oosh. And so go through that, and I had the CT scan yesterday, and then today my doctor calls at 10 o'clock in the morning. Well,
oh my God,
I work nights, overnight shifts, and get home late, and they know that. It's in my notes, and they called at me at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I have a do not disturb on my phone until noon so I can sleep and get some rest. And so I call back to the office, because it was actually my doctor that called too. It wasn't like a nurse or someone from the office like, oh, we have your results from your CT. My doctor called. It was like, okay, give me a call back when you get this. I call back. She's with patients. I hear nothing. It gets to like 4 o'clock, and they close at 4:30. And I call again and then leave a message and still nothing because it's Friday. Because I'm like, well, do I need to go? Because they were talking like if this obstruction is really bad, that there's possibility of surgery, like going in and like, cutting some tissue out and like, whatever. And I'm like, well, I haven't heard anything. And I called again and left a message. And then, we have like a patient portal where you can email them to.
Right.
And I went on, I'm like, called twice today. Didn't hear anything. I guess it's not that serious if you're not returning my call after you called me this morning.
Sure, there's a lot going on too.
Exactly. I mean, yes, everybody has their own struggles and issues and they have a ton of patience. And I get it. I get it. And I'm not asking to be number one on the list. But I missed your call. I called you back twice.
You called them. Yeah.
Give me a call before you just like even for 2 seconds or something saying whatever. And that's where we stand with all that. So
so you didn't hear it all.
I still don't know. And I know by Tuesday when we record again next Tuesday, which is also going to be the 1st of October, I'll have
you'll be in surgery.
Hopefully, I'll be in surgery. If we record next Friday, I'm gonna bring the mics and stuff into the hospital
I can
room.
actually commentate the surgery.
Oh yeah, you could.
Right?
You could do
it'll be a little
play-by-play.
muffled because I'll be in a mask, but it'll be perfect.
That's
right?
a lot of shit backed up in your
oh
bowels,
my
Pern.
goodness,
What
Pern!
the
Have you
fuck did
seen your
eat?
intestines?
What
Jesus,
the fuck did you eat?
What is that? Is
Oh
that
my God.
is that an Oreo? A Coke Oreo?
Oh my
stuck in
God!
there?
Is that it? Wait, is that 12 Coke Oreos? Is that
you liked those? I guess. Yes,
exactly. And I don't even know what that is. It kind of looks like spaghetti. I don't know if it's the intestines or if that's pasta or I don't know what that is.
You are not healthy.
No shit. No shit. I tell you.
Oh my goodness.
I tell you.
Well,
so long of it. I'm still working through stuff. I'm still pushing through stuff. I'm still recording because I have to say that since Dave and I have started doing this last December, when we started doing like test episodes to see if we even had a show to talk about things, this has been a weekly thing for me that has meant the world. And right before we started recording, Dave said the same thing to me. And I was like, that's funny because I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
Because it is, we've known each other since we were like 16, 17 years old.
Oh yeah, at least.
And worked together at a movie theater and did all that stuff. And we've been just through so much together, and like there's been points in our lives where we kind of like drifted in different directions, but then we always came back together. And
seems weird, we're
it's been not just best friends, Dave. It's been a brotherhood for me.
Oh yes,
you're the brother I never had.
Well, there it is.
And
I never
we always joked when in high school that we shared the same brain, or you always joked that because I would finish sentences and he would and it's one of those things. So I just wanted to give you the shout out that how much I appreciate, and Dave has been like texting me like anything I can do for you, anything I can get for you, anything I can.
Oreos.
And,
any Oreos?
More Oreos. Yeah,
more
no,
Oreos?
I don't need any more fucking
more
Oreos.
Okay,
they just took 12 out of my bowels. Oh wait, that hasn't happened yet. We don't know yet that.
Still waiting on that one.
So thank you, Dave. I mean, and not just as a friend, but for the brotherhood and that you've given me, and I've we are lifelong friends and always will be. And so thank you. I just wanted to say that because believe me, I started reassessing life stuff last week after that shit happened because I was like, oh my God, I think I'm dying. I literally thought I was dying. And my wife comes home and she's terrified too. And like you don't even know how terrified. Like I'm the same way. So
you just don't know. I mean, that's where it throws you, is that there's no answers and it doesn't.
Yes.
Well,
So
while you're having issues,
okay,
I was like, well, we got to go see a movie. So
fuck Pern, let's go to the movie that we were supposed to go
on
with
Friday,
Pern and his wife to see.
But it got canceled, and we
because I went to the hospital. We were supposed to go see Beetlejuice in the theater on Friday night. We were going to get tickets, and we had tickets and ready to go. I bought them, and then fucking this happened, and so I had to cancel because I was dying.
But we were in a mode, so we were like, we got to go see it. So we actually got tickets. Yeah, and we went to the Alamo in Leesburg, and I am telling you, well, not Leesburg, it's I guess Ashburn.
One Loudon, yes, in Ashburn.
Right. And I guess you know what? There's two different modes here. Mm-hmm. The movie was definitely awesome, and I don't want to spoil it.
Was it? Okay, cool.
Because
I just
they
want to hear
did
that it was
right.
good. Okay,
they
cool.
did it right,
cool.
And you they can screw up these, right?
Oh, absolutely.
We've seen them screwed up,
but they've had 35 years. Hopefully they did it right,
and it was good that they got.
Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
Or Burton?
And
Burton?
And Tim Burton. Yes. I am glad they did all of that because there were so many bits and pieces to it that made it awesome. Like really awesome.
Okay.
Like you could see all these things. And I would suggest.
Did Danny Elfman do the score?
I
like he did for the
there
originals?
was still a little bit of that touch to it.
I'll have to look into that.
I don't remember seeing his name on the thing, to be honest with you.
I'll look into it. Anyway, keep going.
Okay, cool.
I'll shut
up. I would suggest seeing it at the Alamo.
Okay.
Because when you go in like 20 or 30 minutes before, right?
Right.
And they're playing all these little things, snippets of stuff at the very beginning
it's always
before you get to the previews, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're showing things about the movie. Like if you ever been there, they're showing things. This was all about Beetlejuice, right? It was the animated series and all the different toys you could get and all this other stuff, right? But they also were showing things that, and I don't want to ruin it because you got to see, but it was a part that was in the movie that they showed at the beginning that made the movie make more sense and made it funnier that we saw
that
it
you saw
prior,
that clip and then
because then it made sense. And I bring that up because my mother-in-law Donna, she took the niece and nephew to go see it, and she didn't go to an Alamo, and she was like, well, it was okay, but there were parts that just didn't make any sense. And I was like, okay, and that was part of it because we were like, oh well, yeah, we got that.
Yeah.
Because we were explaining it. And she was like, yeah, well, we didn't have that at the beginning. And I go, oh, that would have made a lot more sense in the movie.
And you would have understood.
Yes. So that's what made it so much better. And it was very good. But that being said,
was it an issue with the Alamo itself? Is that where we're going with this? It wasn't the movie, right?
We sat down. It wasn't the movie at all.
Okay, cool.
We sat down, and I guess the parents of a group of kids didn't want to sit with the kids because they knew what was going to happen. They were noisy as shit.
Oh, I would have kicked them out.
They talked through the whole movie.
Kicked that shit out.
Through the whole movie. And they were up and down and up and down. It was only quiet when they left.
Wow.
And they were talking the whole time. And of course, they were right next to me.
And they have a no talking rule at the Alamo.
Thank you very much.
No talking
and they were like,
no cell
you only
phones.
get one warning. And that was the whole thing,
and
right?
then you're out.
Oh, don't even get me started on the cell phones. Everybody can't see like the menu and whatever. So they bring out their phones and turn their fucking lights on.
But they have the little lights mounted under the counter
They're
thing
yellow,
in front of
and you really can't see very well. But if you haven't ordered your food by the time the movie starts, you really don't need to. Because by that time,
just get some popcorn.
You've only got another hour and a half anyway.
Yeah,
because good God.
And a drink.
So, yeah, exactly.
Did they still have the grasshopper milkshake, the alcoholic milkshake?
They didn't. I did not see it on there.
Oh my gosh, I love the grasshopper.
You do? Well, I'd have to make that a
adult
recommendation.
Milkshake. Oh my gosh, so good.
So that was another part, but I wrote on a little piece of paper, and I didn't want to be that guy because but the parents were in a whole nother row, like 7 or 8 rows back. And the kids were all on the left of me. And I was probably that they couldn't get enough seats together for everybody.
Maybe.
So they broke up everybody, but all the adults were up there and all the kids were down with me.
Like it's their living room.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate that.
But they weren't even talking about the movie. They were just talking amongst themselves.
Oh my God. Like
when
we
girls,
saw McBain.
And they were going nuts right next to me. And I'm just like, what the hell are this going on? And just chitter, 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 chitter. I just wanted to kill them. I just wanted to strangle them. So I wrote on a little note. I was like, dude, these kids have just been talking the whole movie. Can you just say something? And I hand the note. The guy comes, I hit the button. The guy comes, takes it, reads it, and disappears. And
you never see him again.
No. And so at the end of the movie, when the parents were giving, I was giving the old eye, but they didn't care.
Of course not.
Because they didn't know. They enjoyed the movie, right? They didn't hear the kids.
Because they were seven rows behind.
Back.
Yeah.
Right. So I stand up because we were at the end. We were watching at the end because you didn't know if anything was going to happen. But we walk over and the guy standing right there, the waiter guy,
server. Oh,
I asked him and I said, "Hey, I gave you a note. It was kind of a
trying to be discreet.
What is going on? Why wasn't anything done? Oh, I gave it to my manager and I guess he didn't come in." And I went, "Wait a minute." So I said, "Where's the manager?" And so, of course, I had to make a big stink of it. And guess who got
free passes,
rain checks, and $10 off?
Nice. For the next visit.
So when we go to the next one,
so when we go see Terrifier 3 in 2 weeks,
exactly. We'll have,
and believe me, my wife will not go see that.
Right.
So, and I don't know if Lisa will want to go see that. So maybe you and I
two freebies to go see it. So let me know when you go to sign up for it.
Okay.
Yes. So there was that. So that was my lovely experience. And we've gone to this Alamo before and had no problems whatsoever. The food was great. Yeah. I mean, and the food was good because my diverticulitis and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to, keep everything.
Us old folks and
all our
Icarus,
issues that we
Ilias,
seem to have.
whatever, and your
diverticulitis. so everything was great, and Lisa got a couple drinks, and she was doing good on whatever she was had. Some I don't know, it was a whiskey something. But yeah, everything was great, and it was just this, and it was like, ugh,
yeah,
and it kind of ruined it because you know how I am about movies. I just want to watch the freaking movie.
Right. I've been to the original Alamo in Austin, Texas, where they started it, and it's a little 2-screen theater that they put in stuff, and very strict about the no talking, no phone policy. And then I've never had an issue at the one Loudon one in Ashburn, but the one out here in Winchester that we have, which was actually the first one they had expanded into this area, and so it's an older theater.
Yeah, off of 81.
A couple years back, we went and saw the Quentin Tarantino Once Upon a Time in Hollywood there, because I was so excited because I love Tarantino.
Right.
And we were like, okay, let's make it date night. My wife's parents came over, watched the kids. We went out, and it was like a Friday or Saturday night, and it was like a not sold out, but I mean, it was busy, people. And the person that was literally 2 seats over from me in the same row, he sat and constantly with his leg just bounce. And the whole row of seats, all of us were sitting there like just shaking through the movie. And I'm just like, dude, will you fucking stop? Like, is this nervous energy, like it's just his foot was constantly tap, 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 tap,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
And the movie is almost 3 hours long.
So,
and I'm just like,
the whole thing.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh my
and
God.
Completely distracted me through the whole movie.
Yeah,
I was very upset about, and I was just like, ugh. And I just,
that's
like,
and you roll the dice. I mean,
it is.
When you go into a theater anymore, you just don't know if everyone's. I mean, again. Yeah, not everyone's going to be as courteous as possible. But I'm not going to buy like a whole row
of seats so I can make sure I'm not
or
shaking through the whole thing.
Oh, exactly, the whole thing. Or I just don't need to see someone's feet up either. Like their feet are off, their shoes are off. Like the AMC, the Regal has the reclining seats where you can just lay flat.
Oh, you could fall asleep.
Oh my gosh, they're great, right? They're amazing.
You lay back and you're
But I also don't need you to have an entire event where you have to disrobe and take your shoes off and have bare feet sticking straight up, which we did the other time. And
it's
I was just
not
like, that is ridiculous.
Your living room. If you want to do that, wait 3 weeks, pay the $20 and watch it at home. And
and
stream it, rent it, and watch it at home.
I'm sure you have an 85-inch television. You can do whatever. Well, do you want to hear the numbers from that? Because I contributed to the.
So that weekend,
Beetlejuice was
number one again. Third week.
Yes.
Third week in a row, I think.
Yeah, and it didn't really tail off too much. And then you had the Transformers, which came in very close.
It came in second, didn't it?
24/6, yeah.
Nice. The animated Transformers.
Yeah. So that did good.
With Bumblebee.
With your Bumblebee, exactly.
With Bumblebee.
Speak No Evil was 5.8. Never Let Go was 4.4. And then Deadpool 3.8, which I think is going to fall off the list there.
I mean, it's getting down there, but it's still going to make
chugging along. But yeah,
I mean, it's made its money. It's hit over 600 million. It's like in the U.S. alone, and just that's insane.
No, of course.
But so the Beetlejuice thing that I meant to mention, I think last week and forgot about.
Right.
Do you know how much money the original Beetlejuice movie took in its entire theatrical release? Do you know? Roughly, quickly?
Can I just guess? 150.
You are divide that in two.
Oh, you're kidding! 75. That was it.
It brought in $75 million for its entire theatrical release.
Oh, wow!
And then worldwide, it only did another $100,000.
Wow!
Because it didn't get a release in the rest of the world that was like in any big markets. I think it maybe in England it got, and then nobody went and saw it.
What the?
Yeah.
Oh,
so the original
goodness.
Beetlejuice movie, I think, made maybe 78 million total worldwide. And the fact that this one in its first week had done 100 and plus, whatever, and it was just like, and now it's already, it's probably already getting closer to 200 million.
It's probably close to 2.
It's like, that's fantastic. Great for Tim Burton. Great.
Yeah.
And
I can't believe that's insane.
I know, right? And like, even if you adjusted that price for inflation, 75 to 78 million still would not get close to what that today is now making.
Yeah, right.
So So technically, I mean, it became a cult hit, and it was not a box office success by any means. Because back when it was released, if a movie hit 100 million, it was a hit. Certified hit.
Right.
But if you didn't hit 100 million, well, thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
I mean, and 75 million is nothing to, shake your head at, but still. it didn't do as well as what I, and I don't, not that I remember it doing well, but I remember, when we saw it in like a second dollar theater. Yeah. Or a second
it was
run.
$1.
And we
please.
each paid $1.
Like, can we not bring this
Sorry,
up?
sorry,
Holy
Lise.
crap.
We made
Okay.
you pay $1 to go see Beetlejuice.
We made her, and we sat in the front.
Because that's the only seats were left.
Oh my gosh! Yes, because we got there so late. But yeah, I don't have to
so I have a movie review real quick.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This past week, while I've been homesick, I've had plenty of time to play video games and Call of Duty
and watch and catch up on
nothing
your
else I can
movies.
really do. Yeah, well, yeah, and the movie I watched is one that you had mentioned in the two real one fakes many episodes ago.
Uh-oh.
And it was Lisa Frankenstein.
Oh,
I watched Lisa Frankenstein.
Yes,
and I did not like it at all.
Really?
I am totally into quirky, funny, dark humor. I'm totally into that. And it just seemed like it was trying way too hard to be like Heathers, the original Heathers with,
right.
with Christian Slater
Yes,
and
course.
Winona Ryder and all that. And it just was failing miserably. It was a huge swing and huge strikeouts at every turn. Diablo Cody wrote the script, who originally wrote Juno back years ago with Jason Bateman and was it Ellen Page and who's is Ellen Page the one that is now? Yeah, okay. And Jennifer Garner was in it and everything. Yeah, I loved the original Juno. Oh, Michael Cera was in that too.
Yes, right.
So yeah, that I loved Juno, and then she went on to she wrote United States of Terra that was on Showtime and other shows and stuff like that. So in the opening credits, when I saw written by Diablo Cody, I was like, cool, okay, got it. And I'm watching it, and I'm just like, I'm going to spoil the shit out of it. So again, this is a Killers of the Flower Moon. So none of you have to waste your time with it.
To see it at all.
She basically, it's this girl who someone breaks into her house and basically kills her mother in front of her. And the dad's not at home. And so she loses her mother to, some psychopath who they never find, which makes no sense because later in the movie, they never come back around to, because you think if they say, oh, they never found him. Well, guess who's going to come back and kill you? That's what you kind of think.
Yeah, the killer.
They left that hole open, and it was like, yeah.
Okay.
So right off the bat, I'm like, okay. And she goes, and then her dad remarries this woman who's Carla Gugino from Son-in-Law, and she was in Sin City and a bunch. She was or was it Spin City? I don't know. Whatever that. I don't know. She's an actress that's been around for years in Hollywood.
Okay.
And so he remarries her, and she does this great role as just this very strict, she's a nurse and she saves people's lives and but she works in a psychiatric hospital.
Okay.
So she decides that the daughter, now her stepdaughter, is crazy and insane and needs to be admitted to the hospital. But there's a bad storm that happens one night, and this graveyard that she goes and visits, this gets a lightning strike, and it brings this guy back to life, like Frankenstein.
Wow.
And he comes up, and she had been visiting his grave and all stuff, and then he's starting to fall in love with her, but she likes another guy in high school and all this stuff, and it goes through.
Wow.
And it gets to the point where then he's the one that kills the stepmother, and then they have to bury the body, and again, I'm into dark humor. I think that funny, laughing, haha, but it was just not working.
It seemed like there's a lot of tracks there. There was a lot to follow.
There was, and it was just not working. And then she's in love with someone else, and and he's obviously in love with her, and he's reanimated from the dead. And
thank goodness I could take that one off my list.
Take it off the list. It is not. It was not even. There was only, I think, one or two lines in the whole movie that I even slightly chuckled under my breath on.
Oh,
and it was just like,
let's say,
maybe I was just really sick.
The meds.
I have no idea, but I love these type of movies, and I did not. I mean, I would rather go watch Poor Things again, which because it had an artsy side to it as well, as top of being a high school teenage comedy, but Heathers, but it missed. It was a huge miss, and I do not recommend Lisa Frankenstein at all to anybody. If it comes up on your Amazon Prime menu, just pass on it.
I almost did, but
because it's one of those things. It's a comedy. Okay, this could be funny,
right?
And this could you
give it a chance.
No,
right?
I was not.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was from Beetlejuice into my quirky movie that I watched, and so pass on Lisa Frankenstein.
Pass on that one.
So did you see the that came out last week about James Earl Jones. We all talked about how he passed.
Yes.
But before he passed, he signed off all of his voice rights to Disney.
No, I didn't know that.
So that his voice as Darth Vader will always be his voice. He actually had, because he signed over original recordings and tapes and audio of his voice and everything. He gave the rights all to Disney to keep his voice as Darth Vader
so they can
forever.
digitally recreate them.
And he gave them the rights to AI his voice so they can like track his voice and then make new dialogue with his voice.
Right.
So Darth Vader will always be James Earl Jones's voice. I was like, how fucking cool is that?
Well, how many times okay, so what's left though? I mean,
there could be animated series. Well, yeah, who knows? You know, they're making another 3 Star Wars movies, and that's so
flashbacks.
If he comes back, the voice of him is gonna be always James Earl Jones, and I'm like, that is actually very cool, and that he gave all of those rights to Disney to do that.
Wow,
I was like, that's awesome,
cool.
Great. Thank you, James Earl Jones.
Exactly.
I mean, that was
keeping a character alive. That's how
absolutely,
that works.
and he'll be that for forever, and he'll always be the voice of Darth Vader. And I'm like, that was so nice. I loved that.
That's pretty good. Well, I do have other entertainment news.
Yeah. What you got?
Well, SNL turns 50.
Yes,
right?
I know.
So this whole season, so they're ready. They're ready to go. I saw a bunch of commercials that were very good. Maggie Smith passed away.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Maggie
I was a
Smith.
little upset about that.
Yeah, oh my God, she was a great. She was one of the greats.
Yeah, very good. So very good character actor.
Yes, period piece actress, and
exactly.
Absolutely
very
amazing.
So yes,
yeah.
I don't know if you've heard about this movie called Megaopolis.
I think I have, but refresh me.
Driver is in that one. Adam Driver, I think.
Okay.
And they're doing some stupid gimmick when they show the movie, and supposedly they did this during one of the festivals where they showed the movie in the festival. Someone in the crowd actually talks to the screen live, and Adam Driver actually responds back in the movie to the person talking.
So Rocky Horror Picture Show 2024?
Yes, but what they're going to try to do at major screenings actually have a character in the crowd for each showing say this whatever line.
Oh, to feed the line that he'll write
in there.
Okay.
So I'm just like, well, I don't know.
It's like Rocky Horror Picture Show, but 2024.
Just a dumbass gimmick. Yeah. I mean, and they're not just going to have just anyone do it, right? It's not just going to be you off the street.
Yeah, it'll be an actor.
It's going to be someone,
theater.
who's going to be at that theater doing it. So
it's going to be like on the flights, the flight marshal, the air marshal. Right. There'll be one in every theater.
Exactly, right? So the one that has to say the line.
But has to, act
the
out
line person.
Okay.
And then, of course, I'm caught up on Big Brother. So
yes, Big Brother. Okay, we'll go through Big Brother super quick. Okay?
Yes, please.
So last week, T-Core got evicted.
Yes, that was the first one that I saw.
Yeah, and then T-Core got evicted. Yes. And then, oh my God, who won the HOH? I don't remember. It was Mackenzie. Oh, Mackenzie won HOH. And
yes,
then
then she sat out the next one, which I thought was the funniest one.
Hold on. Back up. We got, so Mackenzie became HOH, and she put up Chemo and Angela, and her target was Angela. Then Chemo wins the power of veto. He comes off the block, and she puts Leah, who's been a friend of hers since day one in the house. They, the two pretty girls hanging out together.
Leah.
And Leah would never, ever, ever in a million years have put Mackenzie up, and Mackenzie gets talked into it by Chelsea and Cam to put Leah up because Leah and Angela are like BFFs and they've got each other's back. Right. So, and they vote Leah out in a vote 4-0.
Yeah. Then
it's a double eviction week. So it's a whole week of Big Brother in 1 hour.
Yes.
Sorry, that was my Julie Chen.
Yeah, that was good.
Julie Chen Moonves. That's right. Got to get her full name in there. Yep. And they do the double eviction. So then who won the first? Oh, it was Chelsea won the HOH, right?
Yes.
So Chelsea won HOH, and she put Angela back up, and she put was it Rabina?
Yeah, Rabina, because what's his name got veto.
Yeah.
Right, okay, put him up again.
Because Chemo got the Chemo won the veto. Yes,
and then
took
he won
himself
the veto.
Up, and then she put Rabina up.
Right, and she put Rabina up.
And
So this I got to interrupt that.
Yeah.
Before that, when they were doing for the HOH, Mackenzie sat out because they wouldn't let her do it again to be HOH again.
Yeah, because you can't if you win HOH.
So the 5 of them were up there at the panel, and I saw all their names, and I went, you know what? If you put all their names again, they spell crack. I was just
Oh
like,
my
so I was like,
God.
crack. That's
With
just
Chelsea,
funny.
Angela,
Yeah, Rabina.
Rabina.
Yeah, I was like, that's crack.
That's
It's kind of good.
Chemo.
Yeah, Chemo
Crack.
and
And Cam. Yeah, and the secret
Yeah,
Cam.
yeah.
Crack.
So I was like, what? That's funny. So I was like, yeah, I saw that.
That is
So I
funny. I
noticed
missed
that, and I was just like, hey, that's crack. So that was my fun thing that I
That
saw.
is funny, actually.
But yeah, and then they voted Angela.
They
finally.
voted Angela out
off.
finally.
Finally.
And so
she
Angela
finally got knocked out.
Yeah, and Angela and Leah were like a pair, and they were floaters right in the middle between the two sides. So
Yeah,
it's like they got
any
this dead
kinda-
weight out of the game, basically.
So,
and it's
yeah,
just like,
so
you're
now
out,
it's, here we
you're
go.
out. Yeah, and that's out. And then,
Yeah.
So that was our Big Brother recap. I don't know who won HOH yet because they haven't played the new one yet because it was a full double eviction night, whatever thing, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, they probably won't even do HOH till sometime later tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, because
And
this
then-
is what. Oh, so at the very end, they're stacking all the candy
Yeah.
on eyeballs. I guess it was just weird. I mean, that was their thing to get HOH, right?
Yeah.
Whoever has the most candy. And I was watching this, and they were just stacking stupidly. And which one was the dumbest one? Mackenzie was
Oh, no,
stacking
that was
three.
the one before. That was last week's HOH
Was
when
it?
Mackenzie won it. Yeah. Yeah, where they had to stack the little wooden pieces that look like candy, and you had to. You had
Because
30
Angela
minutes.
was still doing it. Oh,
Yeah, and
that was right.
Angela locked it in at 20.
Yeah, but
and then
okay,
Mackenzie
'cause-
did like 30 something because she's like from a construction background. She
Right,
knows how to
but-
build a
But
solid
when they
base.
first showed her, she had three stacked like all the way up, and I was like, "What are you doing? You've only got three." And she took it all apart, and I was just like, "Why is what?"
Well, I swear when they told them the challenge, I thought height had to do with it. I thought they
It was
said
a
you had 30
number.
minutes and it had to be the height. I didn't.
they had an hour.
Oh yeah, an hour.
They had a whole
to build it.
hour to stack crap, and I was just like, "What? What do they need an hour for?" And I guess they were just filling time.
Yeah,
But they cut away from it, and I was just like, "Well, what happened at the end?" And then the update. So
That's
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so we're now so Angela and Leah both got evicted. They've gone to jury house and
Right.
they're down to the final 5.
Yeah.
And it's basically the two sides against each other. It's
pretty much,
Cam
yeah.
and Yeah.
So
Cam and Chelsea and Mackenzie are against Ravina and Chemo and
I
we'll
was
just see
surprised
who-
how fast Chemo got the challenge that one time with the
Oh my
ball.
gosh, with the rolling the
weaving.
ball down
Yeah,
the
he
like
weaved
little
good.
out- yeah.
He got that going. He
That
knew
was
exactly
good.
what to do.
He definitely had that.
He was
I was
quick.
like, go
I
Chemo.
don't think
He's
anyone
actually
else
doing
had
good.
3. He was flying.
But right now that we're down to the final 5,
Right.
if I'm gonna pick a winner,
Okay, so we have the
based
5.
off of what they've done on the show, Mackenzie's kind of the front runner. Who I think now, do I want her to win? Not really, but she's got the HOHs, she's got the veto challenges she's won. She's made big moves. She's played the game. She has a great social game. She's physically started becoming a threat, and not that she wasn't the first, but like there were other bigger physical threats, and but she's definitely stepped up her game. And so I think if you're picking a winner based off of somebody who played the game the best right now, Mackenzie is that person. But Chelsea also, who has only done one HOH, I don't think she's won a veto, but she's been very manipulative, and that's another part of the game. That's a whole level of the fact that she got Mackenzie to put Leah on the block and talk her into that. I'm just like, yeah, there's no way if Chelsea makes it to the final 2, she better not take Mackenzie because I think she'll lose. But if she takes Cam, I think she'll win. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah. I got last week in my Facebook feeds while I was sick, this came up, and I just don't know like how this even came up in my Facebook feeds, but I was trying to figure out why I was starting to get. Do you remember like earlier this year when I started getting the AI girlfriend like stuff that was popping up in my Facebook feed?
Yes.
I started getting ads in my Facebook feed for these very attractive women that are missing limbs.
Oh.
Like there was this really attractive girl who had no arms. And then there was another girl who she's missing a leg, and like they're looking for love. So it was kind of like Match.com for people with like,
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm just like, why is this popping up in my feed? A, I didn't search for this. B, this has never entered my mind, like the Lucid Air electric car.
It in passing in front of your phone.
I've never mentioned. Like, why is it? Like, what the hell?
Wow.
Like, is this some? I don't know. So
it's probably it was probably just a mass send.
Yeah.
To
so hot
anyone.
girls missing arms.
Wow.
They're looking for love.
Nice.
So if you're looking for,
well,
an
that's
armless
cool.
girlfriend.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
it is.
I mean,
They have an
all
ad for
attractive
you.
women,
They have
all
it
very,
for
you know,
you.
but,
You can go and
There,
go
there's
here.
the new iPhone. Apple released the new iPhone 16.
I did see that.
That is out, and I was actually going to upgrade because I'm still on an iPhone 12.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a little behind. We got my youngest kids their phones this year.
Okay.
So earlier this year they got iPhone 15s because that was what the new thing, and we added them and added the line and got their numbers, and they've got their own phones now. So last night my son tells me that. Then I thought this was a really funny story. We pick his number, he gets his number, and when he first got it, he was getting all of these like spam emails and phone calls from unknown callers and whatever. So whoever had that number before him,
Right.
obviously got rid of their number because they had obviously put their number out there. It got leaked, it got whatever in on a spam list and call, and so then he's getting all this crap. So I went in and I found like an app or something that blocks all that shit and does so, and it's been kept down to a very minimum, because he's like, why are these people calling me? He's he's 12, why are you, or he's turning,
I don't even know these people.
Yeah, I don't even know. So he got this one last night that we now know who the previous owner is of the phone. Her name is Lisa, not your wife, Lisa, but her name is Lisa, because he gets texts and phone calls from a number that is a Mitsubishi dealership.
Oh,
and like, Lisa, please take advantage of this 0 rate and or whatever interest rate. He's getting like spammed with crap like that, and he just says to me, he goes, oh, stupid Lisa put her phone number in wrong, and now Mitsubishi won't leave me alone. It's just the way he said it.
Okay.
Stupid Lisa put her number in wrong.
Weird coincidence. We owned a Mitsubishi Spider.
That is true.
And
you had the silver Spider.
Lisa's name was on it too, so she could have gotten.
I don't know what was Lisa's old number.
It might have been. We'll double check it. We'll double check.
That's too funny. But he shook his head and he goes, "Stupid Lisa put her phone number in wrong. Now Mitsubishi won't leave me alone."
Freaking Mitsubishi.
Lisa. Mitsubishi.
Blame Lisa. Exactly.
Blame Lisa. Stupid Lisa. Not your wife, Lisa.
Not the other Lisa.
Whoever the one. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh. So food. Let's talk about some food.
Oh, do you want to get into food? Because I have a shit.
Yeah, because I haven't pooped in a week and a half.
Let's
add
food to that.
Let's add some.
Okay,
food
so we've got
onto
a couple
my
of businesses leaving. It seems Red Lobster is gone. They're filing for bankruptcy.
Wait, no, I thought they were back now.
No, so they closed a bunch of stores to stay in front of it, but then now they filed.
Like in the past week?
Yes.
Oh,
like
shit.
Recently, like just recently.
I thought they put a whole statement out saying, well, yay, we're back up in our locations and we're our loyal customers and we hope to be part of your family and your celebrations and all that crap.
Exactly, because they had closed a bunch of restaurants to consolidate.
But some stayed open.
Yes,
ones that were doing better
and they
stayed
were.
Open.
But now I guess it
That's
wasn't
it?
enough. And I guess and this may be a preemptive thing where they file for bankruptcy, but they're going to stay open. They can do that. They can, and they're not just going to close up all the shops because they can still have money coming in.
They've got all that
they're closing for that.
Frozen shrimp they got to sell first.
And then crab legs. Schwann's, have you heard of them?
Yes,
they're like
the ice cream. Yes, they've been around forever. They would deliver it to your house.
Right.
Like they come in the truck, the insulated truck, and deliver it to your house.
I have a feeling that's what's driven them out of business.
Schwann's is going to.
Oh, sorry, Schwann's. Sorry, Schwann's. September 29th is National Coffee Day. I'm just rattling these.
I don't drink coffee, so
random food news.
What's National Red Bull Day? That's what I need to know.
I'll look that one up.
Look that one up when next time you get a chance.
The latest Costco controversy. Remember the guy who did the chicken? Remember you had the chicken guy?
The barcode on his shirt. And he was like, scan my shirt, not the chicken. I don't want the laser touching my chicken.
And he complained about the packaging and everything.
Yes.
Well, obviously these things become, I guess, stories because Costco is now caught in a controversy for their recent release of a burger kit.
A burger
for
kit?
$6.49 a pound. You can
McDLT?
It's a cooked hamburger patty with bacon pieces, cheddar slice, burger sauce, sliced tomato, green leaf lettuce, and red onions. And they're selling it like they would do the Alfredo. Like it's all put together. It's in one of those little containers. You just come in, buy, and go.
Yeah.
Well, there's a whole controversy about it because it's a pre-cooked hamburger, meaning it's already sitting there for a while.
Because bacteria starts growing as soon as it comes off the grill.
And so does all the vegetables being in it,
Yeah.
and they're going to be limpy and all this other stuff. So there's all this controversy about this. So that's one of the things.
I hadn't heard about that.
And then Coke is discontinuing its spiced Coke. So if you wanted it, get it now because it's going to be off the shelf soon.
I wasn't crazy about the spiced Coke.
You weren't. Okay.
Didn't we taste test that?
Yes, we did. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was not
like,
right.
It was just,
not right. Hormel is making a cinnamon toast crunch bacon.
I did see that actually.
You did?
I did see that.
That's funny.
Yes.
That's funny. You saw that
is
one.
funny.
And Krispy Kreme is making 4 new Barbie themed donuts for the 65th anniversary of Barbie.
We had those that was in August actually.
Yeah.
So, and we had those.
Oh,
And
okay. So that's old news.
They were this month because now the fall donuts have come out.
Right. Yeah.
We got a box of the Barbie ones and it was all like raspberry, pinky, whatever. I thought the filling on the one of them I thought it was just going to be like the normal cream filling, and it was like a raspberry flavored filling. I was not
thrilled.
I mean, it was in a nice little, pretty pink box and stuff, for Barbie and all that, but I was not.
Right.
It was
that's the theming, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and I actually have 3 individual pieces of our McDonald's news. So,
okay. 3.
Yes. The Grandma McFlurry is coming out.
No, that already came out too. God, you were so behind on stuff. That was back in like July or August.
Was it?
Yes. Oh my gosh, Dave, I'm
Do we know
surprised.
what's in
I'm
that?
surprised
Do
you
you
know
know
the
what's in that
McFlurries
one?
now. I do remember it was something that I would not eat. But go
Hard candy pieces.
Yes.
A sweet syrup and the creamy soft serve.
Yeah.
It
was like
I have to stay away from that one.
No.
Okay, so did you know that Mickey D's is removing their free refill and service stations?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay, so that's new. Okay. So some of these aren't old.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I wanted to ask if we were going to be getting the Boo buckets this year.
Boo buck. Oh, right. Yeah.
Right?
Because
Halloween's coming.
I actually
We're
saw a
getting ready for
meme
Halloween.
that says if you're this years old, if you remember these, and it was like the little trick or treat bucket that comes with a hamburger Happy Meal in it.
I looked
or
it up.
cheeseburger
And
Happy
the
Meal.
last year, the 2023, they did have the buckets.
Oh, the Boo bucket.
Yeah,
Okay.
they had Boo buckets. They had released for us, but I haven't heard anything about this year. So,
gotcha. So going back real quick, do you remember the McBLT or the McDeal?
Yes, I do. It was in separate pieces, so they kept the hot.
Speaking
and
of the
cold,
Costco, yeah. So you have like your lettuce and your tomato on one side in the little insulated foam thing, and then your burger was on the bun on the other side, and then you threw your burger together and What was that like
wet.
85 or 86 when that came out?
Yeah.
We'll look that up too.
I loved those. Those were some good.
Yeah.
Was it a
McBLT or a McDLT?
I think it was DLT.
I think
McDLT because they were going for that McDonald's thing.
McDonald's thing, but the play on the words and all that. Just want to do a real quick since we're talking about McDonald's. Our one of our loyal listeners, Angie, who sent us a little gift basket thing, package a couple weeks ago. She's in South Carolina, and that's where her region of stores are that she has. And the hurricane just went through. The hurricane, was it Helene? Oh, Helene. Yes. Helene just went through, and I actually got a message from her today because I sent her a message about, I saw this like inflatable Grimace Halloween costume, and I was like, this would be my Halloween costume. And I sent a message to her. She messaged me back. She laughed. She goes, that's funny. She goes, I might have to get that. But the hurricane went through and totally devastated the area that they're in South Carolina. She said all of their McDonald's stores are closed. And she has employees that like lost their houses and their cars. Wow. And I was just like, oh wow, that's horrible. I mean, like, and I told her, I said, my thoughts are with you and your McDonald's family down there because
that's hard. And it's hard all the way up and down.
Absolutely.
There, even inland because it hit the curve, right?
Yeah, because it came up through the Gulf.
They call that the
Panhandle.
Well, the Panhandle, but on that curve that they have for
in the
Florida.
Gulf,
there's that circle, that half curve there has a name, but that's where it came in at, and then just went right through and curved left, and it's just weird that it did that.
Well, she said where they are in South Carolina, they're going to be without power for probably a week, but the fact her family, her employees' families and stuff that, they lost their houses and stuff. That's
Yeah.
so horrible.
That's hard.
So horrible.
And it's
stuff.
hard. Yeah. So our thoughts go out to them.
This week on a very special Pern and Dave, let's talk.
We're up
going
and
to
down.
talk about
We're roller
Pern
coastering because
not
it's
pooping
Friday.
and hurricanes going through.
And he's also on meds. So it's okay.
And I'm also on meds.
Yeah. So
Not the meds I wish I was on. But
and then we're coming up on Halloween. So we're going to have special Halloween stuff.
I've already started planning for next week's show because our next time we record is on the 1st of October. And we're gearing up the Halloween
prepare
October
for
fall
haunted podcasts.
I have already got 3 or 4 ideas. I bounced them off Dave ahead of time because that's good.
Oh,
we got
God,
that's gonna be fun. Okay,
but
so not to toot our own horn, but next month,
a company did a survey on Halloween candy purchasing, and 12,000 people were surveyed. 92% of them will remain loyal to the brand name candies for trick or treaters.
Of course.
So when they go out and buy, they're going to keep buying what they're loyal to.
Yeah.
They're not just going to buy regular whatever. So now the businesses are kind of gearing their advertising to get new customers, putting out different things or different styles. I know Pringles just did Halloween themed Pringles containers for the individual.
Pumpkin spice, right?
No, that's good.
I'm kidding.
Yes,
Pumpkin
all
spice
flavored
Pringles.
differently.
Vomit.
They've got pictures.
I got to go to the bathroom again, Dave. I'm going to throw up.
There it is. Yes, the
Again.
pumpkin spice Pringles. Hey, we put that out there, but trademark.
I'm sure at some point it's going to happen if it hasn't already. We just missed it.
Like 500 different Oreo flavors and M&M flavors. So so that's all the food news that I had, new and old.
New and old, because that was a little.
Some of them are lingering. Yes, a little bit.
The grandma's thing was over the summer, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I sent Dave a picture of a meme last week because I had plenty of downtime being at home and I didn't go into work and I was off for several days and this meme, it was a 80s throwback kind of thing. We did a couple weeks ago, we did the movies of the 80s, which were the best. What year had the best 3
the best movies?
And what was it? 84? Is that what we read on?
84, definitely.
Because it was Ghostbusters, Beverly Hills Cop, and Temple of Doom.
Yes.
Oh shit! I watched Temple of Doom.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that did not hold up well.
Oh, it didn't.
The first half an hour before they get to the palace,
right?
I literally remember maybe only 2 of those scenes. And one of them was when they were on the elephants going to the palace. But it was, and then the very opening scene, which was the whole dance number sequence and the song and all that. And I'm like sitting there, yeah, exactly.
And Obi-Wan or something.
Yeah, at Club Obi-Wan. Right, it was Club Obi-Wan. Yes. That was the little Easter egg in there.
And we meet,
we meet Willie and, Short Round's driving the car. And I remember the chase. And then, but there's like stuff in there, like, with the whole, where the stone gets stolen from those people and they run and meet, or they run into those people. And like, I did not remember that stuff. Anyway, I was watching Temple of Doom and I was just like, I don't remember some of this stuff, and like I remember key points, like the monkey brains and the heart being pulled out, and
but that's in the palace, right?
Yeah, in the palace. But up to the palace, there was stuff I did not remember. You don't remember
them in the raft going across and falling into the river.
I do remember the raft, but I don't remember how they got on the raft. And then wait, it was from the plane. Yes. Exactly right. But I do. Oh my god, it was. I'm again on these meds that I have. Maybe but I was
so it was a whole new movie for you,
kind of, but with these little sprinkles of, I remember that. I don't remember that. I remember
maybe like a little deja vu.
It was, so I did watch Temple of Doom again, and that was the first, 30 minutes. It was like, that's not holding up well for me.
Not at all.
And it was, and then there was the scene at night when him and Short Round are up on the hill and the shooting star goes by, because Spielberg's always puts like a shooting star in his movie. That's his like little signature Alfred Hitchcock trademark, thing that he does in his movies. But it was like so green screened and looked so bad,
right?
Because it's hard to light a nighttime shot. Anyway, and back in 1983 when they were shooting this, I mean, it's obviously on a green screen that they're up on a fake hill on a mountain overlooking, it looked so terrible. I was like, oh my gosh. After I ranted and raved how much I loved that movie, in previous episode, but
it caught you off guard.
Yeah. There was this meme that had the pictures of the tangent I just went off on there.
It's okay.
It had, I think it was like 5 or 6 tape cassettes from the 80s, and then it was like 4 or 5 movies, VHS movies, sitting on top of an old Nintendo with gaming console with a, did they even call it a console then? I don't think it became a console until, anyway, it doesn't matter.
They were called systems, weren't they?
Systems,
that was the
Nintendo
Nintendo system.
Yeah, it was the NES.
Right.
So, and it had like 5 games, and you're allowed to pick one of the tapes, one of the movies, and one of the games for the Nintendo.
Right. Your favorite.
In the list of the tapes, It was Huey Lewis and the News Sports. It was Prince's Purple Rain.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack.
Right.
It was the Ghostbusters soundtrack. And then, oh my God, do you remember
Van Halen?
Oh, yeah, Van
right?
Halen's 1984 was in there.
Yeah.
And I think one other soundtrack. It was like 3 soundtracks were in there, which I thought, it was the Back to the Future soundtrack. Because the Huey Lewis News did that too. I asked Dave, I'm like, well, which one of those? Let's start with tapes. Which tape, audio tape, and they had a little Walkman sitting there too, like the old-fashioned Walkman.
So yeah,
would you listen to it? And I was like, I mean, I'm a huge Prince fan.
Right.
Prince was one. I saw him multiple times before he passed, and I haven't seen him since he passed. Sorry.
That's
yeah. That was my dark comedy joke.
It's
so
better.
it's
better than Lady Frankenstein.
Yeah, better than Lisa Frankenstein. That is for sure.
Wow.
So Prince's Purple Rain soundtrack. Oh, because that's a soundtrack too.
Yes.
So really, the only 2 records that were in there that were normal records
was
Huey Lewis News Sports and Van Halen's.
Right.
Okay. I have to go with Prince's Purple Rain.
Right.
That was like hands down easy. Not even. I mean, Van Halen 84, great fucking record.
Right.
But tonight I was out grilling some chicken on the grill, and I put on my Amazon Alexa playlist thing, whatever, and I had it queue up. I'm like, play Huey Lewis and the News Sports album.
Right.
And I listened to it tonight while I was grilling because it takes about half an hour to grill. That record is fucking amazing.
Well, there's so many songs
it's hit
to that,
after hit.
right?
Walking on a Thin Line, I think is probably one of my favorite Huey Lewis and the News songs, and it wasn't even a single.
That didn't get a lot of play on the radio at all, right?
Oh my God.
You had to have the record
good.
to hear that one.
I listened to the whole record and I was like, there is not a bad song on this record, except for when you get to the end when it's the whatever, the blue hillbilly.
Yeah, Bad is Bad or something.
No. Bad is Bad was on the next record.
Oh, that's right.
So it was something, but it was a bluesy number right at the end of the album. But the whole record is so amazing.
I told you that's the one.
He was because Dave.
I was tossing. I was like, oh my gosh, Van Halen.
Because Dave loves David Lee Roth and Van Halen, and I was for sure he was going to pick that, and he goes, I don't know, but that Huey Lewis and News Sports, because that's probably what I'd pick.
Because I had the LP for that.
Yeah, I think I have the LP for Sports also, but I listened to the whole record today. And I was like, wow, what a great Huey Lewis News, 80s pop rock record from beginning to end.
Yes.
Just wow. I mean, so yeah, it right up there, but Purple Rain for me was the same way. So, I was like, wow. Yep. So David picked Huey Lewis News. I picked Purple Rain. So for the movies, they had original Star Wars.
Yes.
New Hope, episode 4.
Right.
They had the Goonies. They had Karate Kid. They had Back to the Future. And I can't remember was Ghostbusters on there too? I think it may have been Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I think it was Ghostbusters.
That was like the 5. And I was like, for me, easily Star Wars.
Tough.
I mean,
you're a Star Wars
I'm
too.
Total Star Wars.
Right.
Geek, freak, whatever you want to call it. I was like, Star Wars, there's no question. Back to the Future would be a close second for me.
Oh yeah.
So what was yours on that?
Ghostbusters.
Oh, well, Ghostbusters.
Because we can kind of.
And then Ghostbusters, right?
And you kind of can throw all the lines out on that one too. But again, Back to the Future, same scenario, right?
Yeah, and I know so many people that loved Goonies, and they're actually going to they're making another Goonies movie with them all as adults now or something. Or maybe and I don't know. We'll see if it's like a thing of like their kids or whatever. But yes, they're doing it. Which we said that on an episode a while back that they're doing another Goonies. But anyway. Hopefully it'll be out for Sean Astin Day because he was in Goonies.
Yes, that'd be perfect.
Maybe Sean Astin Day next year will be the new Goonies 2, which Spielberg is I think producing.
Oh really?
And did Robert Zemeckis direct it?
I don't know.
I think the original. I don't know. They're doing a Goonies 2. It'll be out at some point in the next couple of years. Sweet. And all that.
Okay.
So the video games on the Nintendo, it was Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt.
Yes.
And a bunch of other games I wouldn't have
Zelda.
picked. Oh, yeah, Zelda.
Other games you don't care about. Yeah, that was good.
Because I told Dave, I said, well, obviously Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, because it's 2 games in one. You're getting 2 games.
Yeah.
And not just one game. And Mario Brothers was just classic.
Yeah. So, but I was going with Zelda because mine was more.
You've always been more adventure-y like that.
It's that kind of
whole Lord of the Rings
kind of thing.
Yeah,
from the beginning to end. So yeah.
That was a little meme thing that we saw. Okay, so I've got also for Dave a 2 real 1 fake video game edition. So I was on my Xbox last week because I had plenty of time to sit on my Xbox.
Yeah,
and I came across a couple, and I'm like, that's a game.
Oh,
Are you kidding me? And so I was like, I've got to do some 2 reels and 1 fake for Dave.
perfect.
So I'm gonna read off some games, and you've got to tell me which 2, or which one's the fake game out of these 3. And I've got several groupings too. I actually didn't do just one group. I actually did, I have like
Look at you.
4 groupings. I had time
While you were sick.
I had time laying on my back and trying not to
gosh.
throw up, and exactly, to be sick. Okay. So the first one, this is 2 reels, 1 fake, video game edition. Video games.
Nice.
Rewind or die. Stock the shelves, deal with customers, and run for your life. That's the first one.
Wow. Okay. Run
Second
for
one,
your life.
Forklift simulator. Start your career as a forklift driver. Take on a variety of different missions, selections of vehicles, and an intensive career mode to put your skills to test. Okay.
Wow.
That was the second one. And the third one is yard patrol. Mom's gone to the store and asked you to do one thing while she's gone. Pick up the dog poop. Clean it all up before she gets home, or face the wrath of mom.
Oh my goodness.
Now, which one of those do you think is a fake game and not a real game?
Okay. And it would have to have like a whole scenario to it. So I'm going to go with the first one being fake.
Rewind or die?
Yes.
No, that's a real game.
No way.
Rewind or die, yes. Restock. You're a video store clerk.
Okay.
And you have to restock the shelves and deal with customers. And then, like, I guess one of the slasher movies comes to life or something.
Oh, well, that would have to have been in the story thing. Yeah.
So the fake one? Yard patrol.
Yeah, the poop one.
Picking up the poop.
The poop.
That was my fake one.
I would have to say that would be one to have done. No.
Okay. So this is the next group. Are you ready?
8-bit though.
Yeah, totally 8-bit.
Yeah, right.
Totally 8-bit.
Right. So the
Picking
poops are all like pixely. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So first one is Golf Zombies.
Okay.
Golf vs. Zombies is an arcade golf simulator with RPG elements, which is a role-playing game, by the way, for the RPG people that don't know that. Elements, which combines golfing precision with action-packed combat against the undead.
Wow.
Grab your clubs and get in your golf cart for a zombie apocalypse. It's because there's only golf.
Because you got to play
grab your golf clubs and get in your golf cart
when you really got to play golf, and they happen to be zombies.
The zombie apocalypse.
Okay.
So golf zombies. That's the first one.
Oh, golf zombies.
Golf zombies. Second one, Madden 25. It's the same game as last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. Okay. The third one is pickleball. Finally, the sport that has taken over every suburban tennis court is now available online. Challenge your friends in different game modes: standard, arcade, and explosives.
Oh.
All right, which one of those is fake?
Oh, crap.
I think you know which one of those really is real.
But you could have thrown the curveball, and I'm not sure. I'm going to go with golf zombies.
Golf Zombies is real.
Oh, Jesus.
And so is Madden 25, obviously.
See, now I thought that they actually...
the pickleball one, I made that up.
The pickleball one.
I made a pickleball.
How hard would that be to do, right? They have
it's just a tennis
Mario
game.
Tennis, right?
It's just a tennis game.
Right, you just
or like
have
Wii
to
tennis.
move
It literally
things
is
in.
Wii tennis, I think.
Right, exactly. You just move the lines in. You're set.
Okay. All right, the next group.
Okay.
Chocolatier. Run your own sweets shop, but don't get stuck in the kitchen. Get it stuck as candy?
Yeah.
Stuck in the kitchen and leave your customers waiting.
Ooh, okay.
Energy Lab. In 30 levels, can you escape the lab?
Ooh.
That was it. That was the description.
Oh, it's like an escape
And
room.
then Honeyland. Your ultimate goal is to reach the Big Honey volcano. Which one is the fake one?
Not a lot in the descriptions there.
But they weren't. They were all very brief, which I thought that was like, oh, it's a perfect.
That's the game.
I can
It's
easily
like,
do one fake one in there.
Right,
Because
but
the other two
it's
were.
like how do you buy that? Like you're surfing through and you're trying to buy a game
Mhm.
and you get a 2-sentence thing about a volcano.
About a game.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the middle one. The
Energy Lab.
yeah.
30 levels. No, that's a real game.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And Honeyland is real. The Chocolatier is fake. I made that one up.
The Chocolatier. I see now. I've seen that one.
Yeah. No, you haven't.
I haven't.
Trust me, you
I'm
haven't.
joking.
You
Yeah,
haven't.
so,
So, okay, this is the last
that's
group
not
I have.
Candy. That's not Candy Crush.
No, it's not Candy Crush. All right, this is the last one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Hidden cats in Rome. Meow Mia. The great city of Rome was full of cats.
I love the.
Okay.
I love the.
Meow Mia.
Yes, I
You
love
like
that.
Okay.
Yes, I love
Okay.
the accent too.
Right.
Yes.
Chicken dinner. Life on the farm is never laid back. Feed the chickens and clean up the coop before the sun sets, and you'll be the winner. Okay.
Nice.
And then buried alive. Escape the grave and buried alive. Unleash your survival instincts. Are you ready to embark on a bone-chilling adventure like no other?
Wow. Oh my goodness. Let's go with the buried alive one.
That is a real game.
Jesus, I sucked. 0 for 4.
And so is Hidden Cats in Rome.
How
That's
would
a
you
real
even
game
pay
too.
for
I
these
made up chicken
things?
dinner.
Chicken dinner. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Winner,
That's a
winner,
good
because
one. That's good.
you'd be the winner, winner.
That's I like that one.
Because I
That's
hate
good.
that phrase. Winner,
Very
winner, chicken
creative.
dinner.
Very creative.
I did. I stumped you on all of those.
All of them. 0 for 4. That was
Wow.
good.
I actually feel so much better and a little proud right now that I stumped you on
That's
all
when I do it
those.
to you. It's the same thing. But yes.
It is. It is. I
But
gotcha.
my God, because you're creating, you're coming up with them, right? And so your basic goal is to stump the person.
Yeah.
And the crew, because the crowds are listening.
And
too.
and our
Everybody's
31
listening.
listeners.
Our listeners. Yeah.
Yep. So we hopefully stumped you guys
Very
too.
good. Very good. I love
like
that. That was good.
Okay, let's do a quick sports wrap up and then
this
get
will
out
be
of here
quick.
because
Yeah.
I'm about to pass out.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how I'm sitting upright still.
Oh, it's perfect.
Okay, so sports. We had. Are we doing football or hockey real quick?
Let's
Or both?
do. I can do rattle off the NFLs. I have all the winners.
All right, so the winners in the NFL this past week, I actually got to see some of the Cowboys versus
But that was
the
this
Giants
week's
game
game,
last night.
right?
Last
That's this
night.
week's game.
I was sick and I was like, I actually got to see some and the Cowboys
Right.
won. And I have to say, when you see two mediocre average teams in a close game, you for a second think it's a good game and then realize, oh no, it's just two
You're
mediocre
watching
average teams.
It's like watching a D-League game.
Yes, exactly. A
D-League
D-League
beer
ice hockey
beer
game.
like
Yeah,
game.
beer league
Yeah,
game.
well,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. So
Okay,
I
so
have
the winners this past week.
and this was the last week. 'Cause
Last
we're
week.
coming up
Because the
it's
Cowboys
Friday
did lose
now.
the past week. Yes.
Right, and that was funny. I sent you that video, right?
Yeah.
Giants, Eagles, Vikings, Broncos, Packers, Colts, Steelers, Seahawks, Panthers, Lions, Rams, Ravens, Chiefs, Bills, and freaking Commanders again.
Commanders again.
3-0
Are they on top
in
of the
the
NFC East?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Commanders.
Yeah, I don't know. Turned
Wow.
it around.
They're not going to turn me. I'm still a Cowboys fan. But, good for them.
yeah,
we live
they
in
get
the
it,
DC area, so I mean,
But yeah, we were watching that one game. The Dallas, I guess the Dallas players came out kind of angry.
yes, because
and,
Dallas lost to the Ravens.
yes,
and
and
they
they were
actually came
headed-
back and had like 3 touchdowns in the fourth
And they
quarter.
just lost it
and
at
then
the
lost
very
it by
end.
if they had not gone for the 2-point conversions, it would have been
They'd
like
have
a
been
1-point
fine.
loss. Yeah, or
Right.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Dallas fans were waiting outside when they came to the buses.
Yes, and I guess one of the players got on the bus angry and totally bypassed the fans. And the
And didn't
fan,
sign autographs.
this fan guy went bananas. He was pissed. He goes, "You're mad. Well, we're mad." And he rips off his jersey and he
And
throws it
over
to
the
ground,
security
right in
wall
front of him.
thing.
He just keeps screaming, and the other fans
Yeah.
are like, "Oh my God, what the hell?"
Guy's losing
But
it.
but I mean, yeah,
That was funny.
it's football. Right?
It's
I mean, come
football.
on, you didn't play the game.
No.
Obviously, they played the game, but
yeah.
the players also have fans. So it's kind of like you're going to be in a pissy mood. That's fine. I understand that. And you kind of see that in the press conferences too. When they ask
was it
stupid
in
ass
Baltimore?
questions. It was,
Was it in Baltimore or Dallas?
I believe it was in Baltimore.
Right. So you have a visit. You're the visiting team, and then you have your fans waiting outside to see you, and
Right.
you don't even
You
acknowledge
didn't
them
even
because you're
go
pissed off
well,
because you
you're
lost.
visiting a city, right? And that city has
Yeah,
fans that
yeah.
you have.
Yes,
So I
that
guess
don't get to come see you in Dallas
not a
all the
really
time,
great
and-
move. But they
yeah.
didn't show the player either, so you can't really
Right.
kind of call him out or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I can understand the players being angry and not wanting to bring it up either. So I don't know. There's that trade off where fame follows you.
Yep.
And it
Yep.
just happens. But
Yeah.
so that's that. So you got NHL?
NHL? No, you said you had NHL.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, then we got nothing in NHL. Sorry, ladies, we can't bore you to death with that.
That's
All right.
true, right?
Okay.
Oh, and that move. Remember, I told you that there was a specific thing that happens when you get a concussion and your
Yes.
hands do it.
Yeah, what is
it's
that called?
concussive arm movement.
Oh, yeah, because Tua from the Miami Dolphins. I can't pronounce his last name, which is why I just call him Tua.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, the concussive arm movement is called a fencing response.
A
That's
fencing
what
response.
it's called.
Okay.
and it's an involuntary arm position that happens when that, like, it's
Right,
almost
and that's
like
what
a
happened to him
protective,
when he ran into
like
the
he brought
guy.
his
He
hands
went
up.
down, his hands went up, and
and they automatically go, oh yeah,
like a defensive kind
he's
of.
got a concussion. Like they
Yeah,
know
he's
just
concussed.
because of these involuntary hand
I gotcha.
movements that occur.
Okay. Well, thank you for clearing that up for me.
Well, again, we try to be as
And
informative as
maybe I
possible.
can get my bowel infection name right. I
Oh,
keep wanting to call it ichthyosis or
Ichius. Well,
Ileus
it's probably
or-
Ichius anyway.
It is
there, but
ichius.
yes.
The ickiest.
Yes,
It is the ickiest.
Just your
So
Oriental
don't oot on
language.
my noodles.
That's true.
That's the ickiest.
Yes.
Oh my God. Throw back to a couple episodes.
Wow.
Okay, Dave, it's going to be a short weekend. I'll see you on Tuesday if I'm not in surgery getting my bowels removed.
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Yep.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Pern and Dave, Let's Talk is brought to you by, well, Pern and Dave and Ritz Crackers.
Tiny edible plates.
Put your meat on a cracker. And the good people at Redbox.
Because it's not on Netflix yet.
Outside your favorite 7-Eleven. Till next time.